With the injury to James Maddison looking like it's going to be a very serious one, Tottenham obviously need a number 10. And a lot of Tottenham fans have been asking in my comments, why don't we go and get Eze? And this is the reason I don't think we're going to be getting him. Now, it's very clear that Crystal Palace value him at around 68, 70 million. And I don't think money's the issue. Obviously, we had the well-documented bid for Morgan Gibbs White, 60 million, so we know that's there. We've now sold Son, which is around 15, 20 million. So the money's there to go and get him. I don't even think the wages are the problem. I think Eze just doesn't want to come to Tottenham, plain and simple. And I think if Tottenham do make that bid and it gets accepted, obviously he would then reject Tottenham. It would be very public and we'd be a laughingstock again. Now, it's obviously very evident that Tottenham have spoken to him. And obviously, because as much as people say, oh, tapping up players, this, that, every club speaks to either the agent or the player before they put that bid in. Otherwise, you're just going to get the scenario where you get made to look silly and you put this bid in, it gets accepted, and then they reject you. And as much as you get the Forest fans saying, oh, Morgan Gibbs White has rejected Tottenham, obviously, we know that it's a hostage situation. But for me, yeah, Eze just doesn't want to join Spurs, and it looks very likely that he wants to go to Arsenal, which I would hate because I think he'd be unbelievable at Tottenham. But yeah, I think that's the main reason. It's the fact he just doesn't want to come to Tottenham. Now, it might change in the window if, I don't know, Arsenal go and get a left winger or get a different type of cam or just generally don't want him. But he might be happy to stay at Palace. I mean, they have got European football. It's the first time they've been in Europe, and I don't know if it's their history, but I can only imagine it is. So I can see why he might want to stay there and be the figurehead of that team. But again, it could also be that if Tottenham offered him a little bit more wages, it could convince him. But obviously, we know Tottenham's wage structure. But like, I don't think it's that. I just think he generally wants Arsenal, and he's rejected Tottenham before we've even gone any further with it. We've asked him, he's rejected us. End of. Don't get me wrong, I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope that he does want to come, we just haven't bid the money and we're just doing the same old, no ambition. But for once, I might actually back the club a little bit here and say that I reckon they've had the conversation, they've gone for him, and he's basically gone, I want Arsenal. Because, let's be honest, I don't think Gibbs White would be picked over Eze. But that's my personal opinion. But I don't think we would have gone for Gibbs White if Eze was available for us to get. But in regards to the number 10, I think it's going to be this man or Grealish. Now, I think a lot of fans are going to fall into the trap of, oh yeah, he'd be a good player to get and this, that and the other. But let's be honest, if before the season finished, or say after the Europa League, we went, oh, we're going to go and get a cam, who are we going to get? And someone said, oh, we're going to sign someone from Leicester. All the Spurs fans will be fuming. I don't care what anyone says. No one wants a player from a relegated club. That, let's be honest, he didn't exactly light up the Premier League. Like I say, his stats weren't very good, and it weren't like as if like loads of teams were like touted to get him. Like if you look at this, the Leeds are the only ones that have really made a formal inquiry, which tells me a lot. But then I think Tottenham get so, like, especially the fact it's so desperate that we need someone, and then we just settle for average. And I'm guilty of it as well. I might go, oh yeah, at least we got someone in, but then we end falling up the same trap where we've bought average before, and then it's, oh, they're terrible, why did we get them? So for me, it's either you go and just get that top quality one. There's got to be someone out there that is a higher profile that we can go for. But again, it's just, I don't think we're going to go and spend them big wages on a player, which we should. And I think, personally, I think it could be him and maybe Grealish on loan, which I prefer Grealish on loan, but there's a lot of people that don't want Grealish, so I don't know. But you guys let me know. Do you think I'm completely deluded and Eze would come to Tottenham, or could I be right and he's just rejected us, or do you just think Tottenham just are not interested in him? I can't see how in a world that Tottenham are not interested in Eze when we've apparently been linked with him for years and interested for years. But drop it in the comments, let me know what you guys think. And if you could like, repost, share, drop me a follow, all that good stuff. And as always, up the Spurs.